Hi YouTube world, this is Tess again. I'm coming to you today to show you what I am packing in my current Amazon FBA order. Even though my YouTube is probably going to be mainly about eBay, my husband and I both do sell on FBA, and I'm putting together an order anyways to ship out, so I thought this was a good time to go ahead and show you some of the items that we are shipping and kind of give you just a very quick rundown of how we choose the items that we're making money on. We do pretty good on Amazon. It hasn't really been a huge moneymaker for us yet, but it has been. I mean, we've gotten several $100s at a couple. Sorry, there's a loud car outside. But we have gotten several $100s at a time come back from them, and we're definitely making a profit. So we're not going in the hole. Amazon actually makes it pretty easy. If you use their seller app and their ranking system, then you should actually be pretty good and not really take a hit on very many things. So I guess the first thing we want to talk about is there are 4 things that you should look for when trying to choose items that you want to sell on Amazon FBA. And we've been selling on FBA since July of last year, so about, 10 months, I guess. And we've done pretty good since the very first month. We've actually not had to pay anything out. We've paid the very first month's fees, and then after that, we never had to pay anything again. We actually make a profit. There was a couple months where we didn't actually have, or no, not even a couple months. It was probably maybe 1 month where we didn't have any payouts that month. And we've had some payouts that were lower, that were only like $10 because we hadn't sent anything in a month or two. So it makes sense that we didn't have any payouts because we didn't have any inventory there. And I think at one point we even got down and we only had like 8 items in our inventory there. So, I mean, it was our fault that we weren't making any money. We just hadn't done any sourcing, so we didn't send anything in. So the 4 things that I would look for when you're looking for items is, number 1, I look at the rank. And the rank, they will tell you that anything that is ranked, or at least the way I understand it, watching other YouTubers and kind of getting an idea of things, was that anything that is ranked 500,000 or less is going to move pretty fast. If it's ranked 100,000, 150,000, like in toys, those kind of things, like that's going to move super fast. Like it's just going to go off the shelf. As it gets up into the 300,000s, it might go a little bit slower. So you might sit on it for a few weeks. When it starts hitting 500,000, well, then it might sit there for a month, month and a half, even 2 months, which is still fine. It's not a big deal. We had about maybe a dozen things that came home around the end of December, January, when they said, hey, these are, excess inventory. They've been sitting here for 6 months or more. We're going to charge you excess inventory fees. So we had like a dozen items. It was not a big deal. They charged us 50 cents an item to send it back to us. And I turned around and sold most of it on eBay. So it's really not a huge deal. There's really not a lot of risk involved if you will pay attention to these things. So less than 500,000 is good. More than 500,000 should make you kind of stop and think and decide if it's really worth it. Hi, Lucy. And when it hits 1 million, at that point, you kind of have to really, really think hard about it. And we do still occasionally send in an item that has a 1 million rank. And I do have a couple items in this particular shipment that are over 1 million, but they may still sell. And I mean, just because it has an over 1 million rank doesn't mean it's not going to sell. It just means you might have to sit on it for a little bit. So it depends. Like if it's something that I think would still sell, or if it's something that's seasonal, like we're going into the summer, parents are going to be looking for activities for their kids. I have a couple little craft kit type things that have over 1 million rank. That might still sell this summer. So I'm not really overly worried about it. And I know that when Amazon does decide, okay, it's been sitting here for long enough, do something with this. Well, it'll be 50 cents a piece. It's something that I'm okay with. I'm okay with sitting on it. I'm okay with shipping it back to me. And I'm okay, if I have to turn around and sell it on eBay later. So not a big deal. So the second thing is price. And Amazon has an Amazon seller app that you can update on your phone. I do have an Android system phone, but we have the Amazon seller app here. And the Amazon seller app actually lists everything. It will have little tabs for new and used, and then it has your prices, and it tells me what the selling price, the lowest selling price is. And that's never good to hit that, but tells me what the lowest selling price is. Then it tells you what the fees are, and it tells you what your proceeds are going to be. So it gives me an idea of what kind of payout we're going to get from Amazon if that item sells. And so I want to make sure that the proceeds minus the cost of the item, what we're paying at the store, is still going to equal a nice profit. We try to stick with things that are going to be at minimum of $5 profit by the time things are done, but we really like $10 or more in profit. The only exception to that is when we have something where we have multiples, because then I'm only doing one listing. So I'm willing to go a little bit lower with our net profit as long as the item has a good rank, or at least a decent rank. And if we can, make our money back in the multiple. So like if we're making $1 a piece on the item, but we have 15 of them, well, that's fine because I'm going to end up making $15, but I only have to do it one time. So that's not a problem. The third thing that you want to look on with Amazon that's really, really important is your condition. And we really look for things that are new and sealed. That's the things that draw our attention when we go in a thrift store. But there are some things that will sell on Amazon that are used, and we have sent them in. I had a DNA molecule set. It has the little pieces for science kids to use in class that they could put together little molecule ladders and send them in. Those actually sell for about $28, and they're used. And I just box it up, put it in one of those poly bags with the suffocation warning on it because that is required, and ship it on off to Amazon. So it's fine. But for most things, we can only sell in the category if it is new. And it depends on what you've been ungated in because Amazon does control who sells in what category. So we're only ungated in a certain number of categories, and in most of those things we can only sell new. So that's the third thing is condition. And the fourth thing, which is not quite as important, but I do look at it, is how many sellers are selling that particular item. And that's because if there's 50 people that are selling that item, then I'm going to have to either undercut my price or I'm going to have to sit on the item even longer while I wait on them to sell out of their inventory. So if there's just a handful of sellers, then it's not a problem. It's not a big deal at all. But if there was, 3 pages worth of sellers, then I might want to think twice about sending them in because it's probably not going to do me a whole lot of good. And then sometimes we do send stuff in regardless and just kind of hope for the best. And sometimes it actually, works out. So those are the 4 things that we would look for: rank, price, condition, and then how many sellers there are on Amazon, how many prime sellers specifically, because that's really who you're going up against is the prime sellers. Regular sellers really don't even matter all that much. So the order that I'm putting together today is 52 items. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what we have picked. And the first item that we have is a 16-inch universal inner tube. And make sure you can actually see this. Yep. And we only have one of these. I think this particular one with this UPC code might actually have been mislabeled in Walmart, and we paid 50 cents for it. But it doesn't matter. They honor the price, so it works that way. It does have a rank of over 1 million, so it's very possible that we might sit on this one for a little while. It's my understanding that a rank of over 1 million might sit there for a month or 2 months because they only sell one every other month kind of thing. I'm fine with that. There was only one other seller that was selling this particular item. And like I said, the rank is over 1 million. It has good reviews, so that's not a big deal. And the price was $12.97. So this has a really nice profit. The fees were $4.94. So we're going to make roughly about $16 or so, give and take maybe a little bit of change there on this item. Actually, excuse me, I said 16, but it wouldn't be $16. It would be actually like $7 change or $7 in profit. So that's fine for one item. Then we also have these tubes, which is actually a different barcode. So it's a completely different item. but it is the same type too, and 16 inches. This particular barcode is selling for $6 on Amazon. It has a rank of 584,000. So as far as rank goes, it's at that point where you kind of have to think twice about it. The reason why we decided to go ahead and buy this one is because there were 33 of them and we went ahead and bought them. Well, and this is my thought process on that. Even though the rank is a little higher, it's a seasonal thing. So the rank could be a little lower right now just because we're just now going into summer in most of the country. So bike tubes are really going to become a thing probably. They're just now starting to sell. And the proceeds for this item are about $2 per piece. So in other words, the payout that Amazon is going to give us is $2. $2 minus the 49 cents we paid. We're actually going to make about $1.50 a piece on these. Well, I'm willing to do that on 33 items because it's one listing and it can sit there for the entire summer. And then if I have some left, we'll take them and group them together in lots and sell them on eBay. So I'm really not overly concerned. I feel like even with a $500,000 or 500,000 rank, we should still be able to make our money back pretty easily. So I'm pretty excited about those. Then let's see what we have. All right. And then we found this one the other day. And this is a Seinfeld Seen It. Games are definitely one of those items that you want to really look for and you want to get the sealed version. Now, this is one of the first things you should be doing with your Amazon things, and we kind of, I guess, missed this, but this still has the little price tags. We picked it up at a Goodwill, I believe, for $3.99. It still has the original seal on it, completely sealed and brand new. So games and things are great. This item has a rank of 263,000. That's a great rank. It will probably sell pretty fast. It has a selling price currently of $21.93 and about less than $8 in fees. So we will probably end up making about $11 maybe there, 12. Kind of trying to do the math in my head there, so that's pretty close, somewhere around in there. We paid $3.99 for it, so we actually probably only make about $7 on it by the time it actually sells. The proceeds minus our buying costs, but again, we look for something that we're going to make at least $5 on, and of course $10 is even better. So these things sell fast. It has a great rank, so I was okay with a little bit lower profit. Let's see. The next item we have is Hollywood Game Night. And go, make sure you can actually see here. Hollywood Game Night Party Game. This one sells for currently $13.55, and that's down from when I originally put it in the system the other day, which it was at $14.75. So the price is coming down a little bit, and I'm probably going to leave it at my price of $14.75. The rank on this one is 22,000, which is awesome because it means it's going to sell really fast. So I'm not worried about it because there may be a couple sellers that are selling it for a little bit lower. They'll sell out, and then mine should be up, for sale. So not a problem. It has fees of $5.20, and we probably only paid either 99 cents or $1.99 for this. So we're still at a pretty good profit of like $7, $8. These two filters, we actually have two of these. We actually paid a little bit more for these, and I'll hold that up so you can actually see that. A little more than we typically pay for things that we're buying for Amazon, but that's okay. We paid $6 and bought two of them, brand new in the box. They have a rank of 135,000, and the fees on this, let's see, it's selling for currently $36. Now that is down from where I listed it at 41, but again, I think this is an item that the company is probably not making so much anymore. So the price, yeah, because I think this is actually another one of those items. It's kind of like the American Girl where you may not be able to sell that item if it's one of their brand new items. But once they've quit producing it, then it gets listed. People will do Amazon listings for it, and it's okay. It doesn't get restricted anymore. So I think this is kind of one of those items. I think a lot of the filters may be restricted, but this one is an older model. And so being they're brand new, they sell. I listed mine at $41. My fees on it are going to be $10, and I paid $6. So let's see, 31. So my profit's going to be about $25 on this item. So I think I'm doing that right. $40 minus 10 minus 6. So about $25 profit. And we bought 2 of these. So, and it has a rank of 135,000. So we're pretty excited about those. Then, let's see, again, in the game category, we have High School Musical. Now, this one was a little more tricky because I found that there was a couple different listings on Amazon, and you will run into this sometimes, but you have to be really careful that you're listing it in the right category. This particular item currently says it's selling, the lowest price is $12, but I listed mine as a prime seller at $15.99. It has a rank of 162,000. So we're in that range from 500,000 to 1 million where I think twice about it. But again, games tend to sell. So I decided to go ahead and take a chance on this one and send it off. And I've had a couple games that we sat on for a little while and even dropped our price. And we still ended up making $7 or $8 on it, even after we dropped the price. So again, I'm okay with that. This one is $15.99. So $16. Our fees on this item are going to be about $7. So we're looking at about a $9 profit. I'm pretty sure I only paid 99 cents for it. So we're looking at about an $8 profit currently. I don't mind sitting on that one for a little while. I think that I actually did not show you this because I did this video like 3 times before I actually got done, and I don't think I showed you this. So I just want to go ahead and show this real quick. The American Girl. It's a pom-pom pillow. It's a craft kit that is American Girl themed. This was a brand new item. It had been opened, but I made sure it had all the pieces, and it does. And then I sealed it in cellophane or poly bags with a suffocation warning on it. That is required by Amazon. It still has, it had a barcode on the back with the actual price on it from the store. I think it was actually originally sold in Borders. So I covered that with a blank barcode sticker, and then we're going to put our barcode right here, and that's something that you have to do with Amazon. So this particular item is selling currently for $25. It has a 613,000 rank, and it has almost $9 in fees. So we will actually get back about $16 from Amazon, and we paid $1.99 for it. So we'll end up making about $14. So that's really exciting. Then we also have these. I picked up these in a Goodwill, I'm pretty sure. There was 2 of them, brand new Bissell HEPA media filters, vacuum filters. Paid $1.99 for them. And let me find it on this list. Here we go. These current items have a rank of 573,000 in the bigger rank, but the rank in their smaller categories was much better. And so I decided to go ahead and take a chance in these because I really was paying so little for them anyways, and because there was 2 of them. And this is one of those things, again, like with the bike tubes. I don't mind getting a lower profit off of the one item because I have multiples. So I was okay with that. These are currently selling for $9.87 is the lowest price. I listed mine at $14.39 as a prime seller. And even if I have to wait a little bit, that's fine. There are $4.57 in fees with this particular item. So we're looking at roughly $10 if it sells at that current price. And I paid $1.99 for these. So we're looking at about an $8 profit on 2 of them. Even if I have to drop my price to get these to sell a little quicker because the rank is over 500,000, I have a lot of room to work with these because $8 profit, that's 16 on both. So we're looking pretty good. One of the other things that we look for is puzzles and puzzles that are still in the cellophane, still original seal plastic, and the box and everything is in good shape. Usually sell pretty good. So this one actually has a rank of over 1 million. So this one is probably going to be a little bit slower moving. However, again, this is one of our 99-cent items at one of our local thrift stores. The selling price is currently $22.99. That is a good stable price. Hasn't changed since I actually listed it the other day. Has $8 in fees. So you can figure I'm going to make about $14 on this, $13 after you take away the 99 cents. Again, I don't mind waiting on it. It will probably take a couple months to sell, but that's fine. Here is another puzzle, and this one was a little bit better. It's under 1 million. It's 991,000 rank, but it sells for $16.53, so $16. I paid 99 cents for it, and the fees are less than $7. So you can figure we're probably going to make about $8 on this item when it sells. And again, it might sit here for a little over a month, but it'll be all right. So we like that. Oh yeah, I have these. All right. So this is another one of these items that we have multiples of, which is always nice. So these are these little sun catchers. Great little summer activity for kids. It's the reason why I thought it more as a seasonal type item. It does have a rank of over 1 million. So that one is one that was just kind of iffy. My husband actually picked these up when he was out without me, and he thought, oh, well, we'll just go ahead and get them and we'll just see. He figured we could lot them together, sell both of them on eBay, which he's right. We definitely could have done, but we decided to go ahead and try our luck on Amazon with them. He paid 99 cents a piece for them. Their sell price individually is currently $10. And about $5 in shipping. It's actually less than $5, more like $4.52, I think it looks like on Amazon. So figure about $5.50 by the time we add our 99 cents we paid for it. So we're going to make about $4 on one. But if we can sell both, then we've made $8. So we're back up and again, it's only one listing, so I don't mind because I have multiples. I'm getting a little less per item. And again, if we have to have it shipped back, then we'll pay 50 cents per item, so $1 to have them shipped back to us. And at that point, I can lot them up and probably sell them for, you know, somewhere between $15 and $20 on eBay. So really not worried about it at this point. This is another one of my husband's finds, a patio door handle. Yep, there you go. You can see that. Brand new, sealed, still in the package. Everything looks pretty good. It's got a little bit of bending at the corner, and actually this was peeling up a little bit, and I did actually take a glue stick and just try to glue the little corners back down, just because it's just age is all it is, because it is a little bit older. But this item is selling for $21.95. Pretty sure he probably didn't pay more than like $3 for it, and our fees are $7.47. So we'll figure $10. We're gonna make about $11 or $12 on this item. The rank is really, really good. The overall rank is 49,000. So less than 50,000 is not gonna last very long at all at Amazon. This is actually a really good example of some of the used items that we send in. This is basically it's trivia cards or study cards for the GMAT. It's the Kaplan brand, 2nd edition. I do look it up by the barcode on the box and make sure that it's an item that is going to sell just like anything else. Pretty sure I paid 99 cents for it, which is the reason why I looked it up, even though I wasn't sure how it was going to do. Let's see, here we go. This item is currently selling for $14 plus $3.99 shipping, so $17.99 total on Amazon. Listed ours for $17.50. It has a 900,000 rank, so that's up in the area where you think twice about it. But with a $17.50 price tag and $9.61 fees, so that's $9. I paid 99 cents. We're going to make about $7.50 on it. So nice profit. I don't mind. Those things definitely add up. So it's okay. It all works. As long as we're making more than 5, then I'm really not going to think too long and hard about it. All right, so here is another item that we recently picked up. Here we go. We paid 98 cents for this at Walmart on clearance. It's an aqua fountain replacement charcoal filters. There's actually 4 in this pack, and these sell for $4.25 on Walmart, on Amazon. Now, this item, $4.25 is the low price. I listed ours at $5.50. I believe there was only one other Amazon Prime seller, so that's the reason why I thought I could go a little bit higher, because it is a Prime. And the fees were $3.99. Now, this one is kind of an exception to the rule. My husband picked it up. We decided to go ahead and just take our chances and send it in. Honestly, we probably wouldn't even have bothered with this particular item, but we ended up with it once we went through the line. We had already had it, and when we got home, I realized that probably the listing that we were looking at was actually for 2 of these 4-packs, and it was selling for like $15 or something, and only one of them is only selling for $4.25. So we may or may not make any money on that one, but we're going to send it anyways. We also found this at Walmart, and this was a 98-cent buy. Paid 98 cents. The U.S. Divers silicone earplugs, and it actually kind of looks like wax to me. It's interesting, but regardless, I don't know anything about the product, but they are selling for $7.55. We listed ours for $7.25. The fees are $4, and the rank is over 900,000. So this one comes right at our limit for making, some money. It's got a decent rank. Again, it's one of those items where we just kind of like, we may or may not make some money off of it. My husband just kind of threw it in the buggy, because when you start getting down into 50-cent items and 99-cent items, sometimes it's worth it just to throw some of these items in and kind of get your inventory up there, even if it sits. So that's the reason why we still do that. All right, so I have 2 more items here. Now, this particular item is actually kind of funny. This is an item my husband picked up, and the funny thing about it is it actually had an Amazon label on it, which means that somebody actually had this listed in their inventory and then they sent it back. Whether they quit selling on Amazon or whether it was actually a slow-moving item, I don't know. When I got in and looked at it, it has a 664,000 rank, and it's selling for $12.99. My husband paid 99 cents for it. So that's a pretty good profit. The fees are only $4. I actually, when I got in and started looking at it, decided that I didn't want to sell it for that much. So I ended up listing ours for $6.87, which means by the time this is all done, we're only going to make $1 on this item. And what ended up happening is there was 2 different listings. One of them said, oh, this isn't the one that had 2 different listings, actually. But, like I said, this is just another one of those things that, sometimes you pick stuff up and you look through it and you miss things, and when you get home, you're like, I'm not going to make as much money on as I thought. But with Amazon, it's so easy to throw a label on there and send it in. And I wasn't sure if they were going to tell me it was a slow-moving ASIN and they weren't going to accept it because it had been sent back from Amazon, but I'm going to send it in anyways. And we're going to see. All right, and this final thing, last thing for today, my husband actually found. This is a Nicolas Cage movie called Wild at Heart. This is a brand new sealed and original plastic wrap VHS tape from 1990. This particular item is selling for about $11. I'm pretty sure my husband paid probably 25 cents for it, or he wouldn't have bought it. And the fees are about $6.44. So about $7 is what it's costing us to actually list this. And we're going to make about $4 on it by the time it's said and done. So again, it's a little bit less, but sometimes these move really fast. The rank on this item is 88,000 in movies and TV. So this will move pretty fast. I think collectors a lot of times like these sealed ones. They want the ones that are sealed and brand new instead of the ones that are used. So I think that's the reason why these, and they're a little harder to find sealed. Now you can list used VHS. We're not ungated in DVDs, so I can't list DVDs at all. But in VHS, I can list and I can send in used, but you would have to spend a bunch of time testing it, and that wouldn't really be, and they go for a whole lot less. So that wouldn't be worth my time. This one is brand new and still sealed, and like I said, it's probably more of a collector that's wanting this. So that's why we're going to go ahead and send it in and make a few dollars on it. So looking at the things that we have that we're sending in, some things we're making our money on quantity, and some things we're making our money on the one item, because like the filters, the water filters, house filters, those are, we're going to make like $25 a piece on. That's a great item. It starts really, helps us make some money. The other little items, they just sell quickly. They do nice. It just kind of helps increase our income. And so, like I said, right now, because we are trying to scale our business, we're okay with a smaller profit, even though we do have a goal of trying to make between 5 and 10 on everything. We don't really want a lot of stuff that's going to be less than that. But like I said, some things we kind of risk it. But those are the 4 things that I would look for if you want to start selling. I would look for rank, price, condition, and then how many sellers there are actually on Amazon. So that is my video for today. It's not quite as quick as I was hoping it was going to be at 32 minutes at this point, but I hope that you learned something from it. Definitely not an Amazon FBA expert by any means, but like I said, we have not paid out any fees since the very first month that we actually signed up. Hi, Lucy. And, it's making good money for us. So we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep trying it. And if you guys like my videos, please hit the like button. I did receive a nice comment yesterday. It said thank you, that I need to say thank you for that. And I guess that's it. So probably won't do any more videos until Monday. So y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you then.